I am new to Booktube, and so I decided to do the Booktuber Newbie Tag because that's what you do when you're new to Booktube. Yeah, so where are you joining us from? I'm from South Africa, and there are very few South African booktubers. I will link some of them in the description. I like books and I like talking about books, and I'm tired of writing book reviews. I have a book blog, and it's kind of been, I don't know, I liked it. I enjoy writing book reviews and creating the book content and things like that, but I also write for my day job, and I don't know, after 8 hours or more of writing, I just didn't want to come home and write. So yeah, when writing is your day job, I don't know about you, maybe you have a different experience, but I just got tired of writing. I don't want to come home and sit at a desk again to write a blog post about the book I just read. So yeah, YouTube is different. You're creating video content. It's a different medium. Same old story. And I'm not writing all the time. And so that I don't hate writing, because I actually enjoy writing. And the last thing you want to do is hate your hobby. So yes. The meaning behind my channel name, my Dusty Books. When I started my book blog, I didn't know what to call it, and first I had like a poetry blog, so I thought, hey, maybe my poetry corner can have a bookshelf, a dusty bookshelf, because at the time my bookshelf was really dusty. So I called it that, and then later I took out the shelf and just left my dusty books, which is also a reference to my ever-increasing TBR pile. Yes, because that's what books do when they're on your shelf and they're untouched. They collect dust and they become dusty. Anyway, books. What type of books do you read? Want to talk about? What do I read? I read fantasy mostly. I used to read Jodi Picoult and John Grisham. I used to read a lot of John Grisham and thrillers. And one day I just got tired of it. I had this brilliant idea of reading all John Grisham's novels for some reason. And so I started in chronological order, in order of publication date. And I started, and by the second one, I couldn't. I was like, hey, this one, good. Next one, okay, I think I've heard that before. And I was just over it. And then I read, what did I read after that? So I went in search of some new authors, and I read The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison, and I realized that I was reading trash. That I had been reading. If you like John Grisham, it's okay. It's all good. I have nothing against John Grisham. I will definitely try some of his newer work someday. But yeah, at the time, I just fell in love, not with the story, not with anything else. I fell in love with Toni Morrison's writing. And from that day, I decided that I was going to look for books that were like that, that felt like an oasis in the desert. or something. So that's my life quest. That is my life quest, to find books where the words on the page feel like, you know, an oasis in the desert, or a waterfall gushing over your dry skin after a long hike. That does not answer the question. What do I read? I read fantasy. I like not thrillers. I like mysteries. Yes, detective mysteries. I like those. I like whodunits. We figure out who committed the crime and all that jazz. So I like those stories. I like some contemporaries, but usually they bore me. So yeah, contemporaries usually bore me. But I do like some contemporaries. I also read, what else do I read? I read anything that's good, mostly fantasy. But anything else that is good, that has beautiful writing and beautiful writing. Which is weird because my brother really likes reading too, but he prefers character-driven stories and plot-driven stories. He wants to fall in love with the character on page 1, whereas I prefer books that are more poetic, where the author is a bit more poetic in how they approach, you know, prose, how they approach prose and language, and just the beauty of all that. So yeah, and he doesn't like those at all. He's like, don't mix, why is there so much poetry? Why are you getting fancy with the language? Like, give me characters. And for me, it's almost like the language, it comes out, it grabs you, and then it draws you in. It's like a hand comes out through the book and it grabs you and it draws you in. So yeah, I like that. Who are some of your favorite authors? George R. Martin. Who else? N.K. Jemisin. George R. Martin, N.K. Jemisin. I love Mark Lawrence's work. Who else do I like? Dion Meyer. He's a local author. A few other South African authors. Yeah, I can't think of anyone else right now. Havelock Huntington, Lisa Bevere. Lisa Bevere always gets me crying, so does John Bevere. Those are Christian authors. By the way, they don't write fiction. At least not that I know of. So those are some of my favorite authors. Next question. What's the last book you read? Okay, let's see. My bullet journal. What is the last book that I read? Bullet journal. Oh, it was in Jan. I haven't read anything in like 2 weeks. Little White Lies by Jennifer something. Buzzwordathon, Little White Lies by Jennifer something or other. I read that. That was the last book I finished. But since then I started Red Rising. Talking as fast as I can by Lauren Graham, and yeah, I haven't finished any of those yet though, so I should probably do that after this video. So last book I read, what am I currently reading? And I started this one, The Killing Moon, which by N.K. Jemisin. My TB shelf is full of Orbit books. I realized the other day. When you look at your TBL, there. You look at your bookshelf and you just see the same publisher across different unrelated books. Such fun. Yeah, so I'm reading this one. I'm a couple of pages in. This is one of the books I'm reading for Black. Yes, I'm reading The Killing Moon by N.K. Jemisin, which is fantasy set in a fantastical world where people gather things. Yes. What do you use for bookmarks? I use bookmarks for bookmarks. I have many of them. And not even ones that I just buy. I just get bookmarks. So I have a lot of those. My current TBR pile. So this is my current TBR pile. These I really want to get to. These I'm reading first. These I'm hoping to read next week. And this one I'll get to if I get to it. Next question. There are so many questions on this thing. How did I discover Booktube? I think I was looking for a book review, and then it's like, hey, book reviews. What challenges do you think you'll face with your own channel? I'm guessing being consistent. But I did have a book blog, so the consistency thing shouldn't be an issue. And you can learn anything these days, so maybe just that and the stupid noise. It's like my house is on a really, really busy road, so there's always traffic outside. And I thought, hey, this will be a good time to film. I'm filming in the afternoon now. So I figured, hey, let's film in the afternoon because the light's nice and bright. And so scheduling when to film. And yeah, there are tricks and hacks for lighting, so that shouldn't be an issue. Where else can we find you on social media? I'm on Instagram at Robyn-Lee Samuels. Oh, my name's Robyn-Lee. I don't think I mentioned that. Hello friends, welcome to my channel. So where can we find you?